Have you ever been in a situation where everything seemed perfect with a woman, and suddenly, out of nowhere, she starts pulling away? Maybe her texts aren't as flirty, she's making excuses, or she's just not as available as she used to be. And then you wonder, what did I do wrong? How can I get her back? What if I told you that the mistakes you're about to make, mistakes that almost all men make, are the very things driving her further away? Stick with me to the end, and I promise, you'll not only learn how to stop her from pulling away, but also flip the script to make her chase you instead. Are you ready? Drop a comment saying, "I'm never making these mistakes again," if you're committed to watching till the end and get the most out of this video. If you've ever found yourself in a situation where a woman starts distancing herself, you're probably wondering what went wrong. You might be racking your brain, replaying every little moment, and trying to figure out where things shifted. What you don't realize is that it's not just about what she's doing, it's about how you're reacting. In today's video, we're breaking down the 10 biggest mistakes men make when a woman pulls away. But listen closely, because mistakes number 4 and 10 are absolute killers that you need to avoid at all costs if you want to keep her interested. And for those of you who stick around until the end, I've got a bonus mistake that will blow your mind, because it's something no one is talking about, but almost every man is guilty of. Let's break it down. Number 1, confessing your feelings. Too soon. This is where most guys slip up, and it's probably the number 1 mistake we make when a woman starts pulling away. You see, we've been conditioned to think that if we just tell her how much she means to us, or how serious we are about her, we can bring her back into our lives. But let me tell you, confessing your feelings at the wrong time is the ultimate attraction killer. Here's why. When a woman pulls away, she's likely testing you, whether she knows it or not. Women often create emotional distance to see how a man will handle it. They want to know if you're going to stay composed or crumble under the pressure. When you rush in with an emotional confession, it signals one thing loud and clear: you're desperate. Desperation is the exact opposite of what women find attractive. Think about it. If a woman knows exactly where you stand and that you're head over heels for her, there's no chase, no mystery, no excitement. Women are wired to seek out men who can keep their emotions in check, not men who break down at the first sign of distance. Confessing your feelings too soon robs her of the thrill of uncertainty. It tells her you're emotionally dependent on her, and that's a huge turn-off. In today's world of dating apps and instant gratification, women are getting bombarded with attention from every angle. So when you confess your feelings too early, you're essentially telling her that you're no different from the other guys who throw themselves at her. She may have been curious about you before, but now you're just another guy who's revealed his cards too soon. If she starts pulling away, the last thing you should do is confess how much you like her. Instead, focus on keeping things light and fun. Let her wonder how you feel. The moment she starts questioning where she stands with you, she'll become more interested in figuring you out. Remember, attraction grows in uncertainty. Play it cool, keep her guessing, and she'll be drawn to you. Number 2, over-apologizing. When a woman pulls away, it's natural to start overthinking everything. You start wondering if you said something wrong or did something to offend her. Before you know it, you're in apology mode, texting her things like, "I'm sorry if I upset you," or "I didn't mean to offend you the other night." But here's the thing. Over-apologizing makes you look weak and insecure. Let me explain why. Apologizing is fine when you've actually done something wrong, like if you genuinely hurt her feelings or acted out of line. But when you start apologizing for every little thing, especially things that didn't even upset her, you're sending a message that you're unsure of yourself. And women are hardwired to be repelled by weakness. Think about it this way. Confidence is one of the most attractive traits a man can have. When you over-apologize, you're essentially telling her, I don't trust my own actions, and I need your validation to feel better about myself. That's the last thing you want to convey. Women are drawn to men who are secure in their decisions, men who stand by their actions without second-guessing themselves. Another point to consider: apologizing too much makes the interaction about you and your feelings, when what she likely wants is space. You might think that by apologizing, you're fixing the situation, but in reality, you're just reminding her that you're desperate for her approval. And again, desperation is a turn-off. Only apologize if you've done something genuinely wrong. If she's pulling away and you don't know why, resist the urge to over-apologize. Don't assume you've done something wrong unless she tells you directly. In most cases, her pulling away has more to do with her than it does with you. Stay confident in your actions and let her come to you if she needs to talk things out. Number 3. Over-explaining your actions. Another common mistake guys make when a woman pulls away is over-explaining themselves. She texts you asking why you didn't reply sooner, and instead of a simple response, you launch into an elaborate explanation about how you were busy with work, then your phone died, then you got caught in traffic, and so on. Here's the harsh truth: women don't need all the details. When you over-explain, it signals that you're insecure and that you feel the need to justify your actions to her. And guess what? That makes you look weak. A man who's confident in his actions doesn't feel the need to explain himself. He knows he's busy, and he knows that if she's the right woman for him, she'll respect that without needing constant explanations. Think about it. When you explain every little thing you do, you're essentially asking for her approval. You're seeking validation, and that's not what high-value men do. High-value men know their time is valuable. They don't apologize for being busy or for not replying immediately. They let their actions speak for themselves. Women are attracted to men who are secure enough in their lives to not need to justify every move they make. If she questions your actions, keep your response short and to the point. If she asks why you didn't reply sooner, just say, "I was busy." That's it. No need to go into a long-winded explanation. The less you explain, the more confident you appear. And remember, confidence is key to maintaining attraction. Number 4, putting her on a pedestal. This is a huge mistake that most men make without even realizing it: putting a woman on a pedestal. It's the idea that you've met this amazing girl, and suddenly in your mind, she's the one. You start acting like she's the best thing that's ever happened to you, and you begin treating her like she's better than you. Here's the truth: women do not want to be put on a pedestal. The moment you start acting like she's the prize, you're telling her that you don't see yourself as valuable. You're saying, "I'm lucky to be with you," instead of, "We're lucky to be with each other." When you give her too much power, she starts to lose respect for you. And when she loses respect, attraction dies. In today's dating world, where women are constantly being validated on social media and dating apps, putting her on a pedestal is a guaranteed way to lose her interest. Women are surrounded by men who worship them, and if you become one of those guys, she'll see you as just another option. She'll lose respect for you because she knows she can have you whenever she wants. And let me tell you, nothing kills attraction faster than a woman knowing she has complete control over you. Stop treating her like she's the only woman in the world. Don't put her on a pedestal. Maintain your frame and remind yourself that she's lucky to be with you too. The more you value yourself, the more she'll value you. And remember, a high-value man never chases validation from a woman. He knows his worth and expects her to meet his standards. Number 5, trying to win her back with gifts. When a woman starts pulling away, a lot of guys think the solution is to shower her with gifts. They believe that if they buy her flowers, take her out to fancy dinners, or give her something expensive, she'll come running back. But here's the hard truth. Gifts won't fix her emotional distance. When you try to win a woman back with gifts, you're sending the message that you're trying to buy her affection. And let me tell you, affection can't be bought. Women don't respond to material things the way you think they do. Sure, they may appreciate the gesture, but it doesn't address the real issue, her emotional distance. Think about it. If she's pulling away, it's because she's either testing you or losing interest. Buying her things won't solve either of those problems. In fact, it makes you look even weaker because you're using material things to compensate for emotional strength. It shows that you don't understand what truly creates attraction. The real problem here is that when you give gifts to a woman who's pulling away, it creates an unspoken expectation. You're giving her something with the hope that it will make her stay or come back to you. But this puts pressure on her, and pressure is the last thing a woman wants when she's already feeling distant. Instead of trying to win her back with gifts, focus on improving yourself. Work on your fitness, your career, your mindset. Become the best version of yourself. When she sees that you're a man who's constantly growing and improving, she'll be more drawn to you. Remember, attraction isn't created by gifts. It's created by emotional strength and confidence. Number 6. Seeking validation through ultimatums. Ultimatums are one of the most dangerous moves you can make when a woman pulls away. And yet it's so tempting to drop one. You feel her slipping away, so you say something like, "If you don't want to spend time with me, maybe we should just stop seeing each other." It feels like you're taking control, but in reality, you're just showing your insecurity. Ultimatums are a sign of weakness, and no high-value man needs to issue an ultimatum to keep a woman around. Let me break it down. When you give an ultimatum, you're putting her in a position where she has to choose between her freedom and being with you. And guess what? Women value their freedom above everything else, especially when they're unsure about a relationship. She'll choose herself every time. Ultimatums don't make her miss you. They push her further away because no one wants to feel forced into a decision. The real issue here is validation. When you issue an ultimatum, what you're really saying is, "I need you to prove to me that I'm valuable, that I'm worth your time." And that's the exact opposite of what creates attraction. Attraction comes from strength, not neediness. A man who values himself doesn't need to make a woman choose. He knows his worth, and if she wants to leave, he'll let her go. Next time you feel the urge to issue an ultimatum, hold back. Instead of forcing her hand, take a step back and focus on your own life. A confident man doesn't need validation from anyone. If she's pulling away, let her. Focus on your goals, your hobbies, and your growth. If she comes back, she'll do it on her own terms, because she realized she doesn't want to lose you, not because you pressured her into staying. Number 7. Chasing her for attention. Here's a mistake almost every man makes at least once: chasing her when she pulls away. She's not texting back as quickly, she's not making plans, and you start to feel that panic rising. So, what do? You text her more. You try to set up more dates. You ask her what's wrong. But the more you chase, the more distant she becomes. And that's the paradox. The harder you try to pull her back, the faster she runs. Why does this happen? It's simple. No one is attracted to desperation. When you chase a woman, you're signaling that she's more valuable than you. You're showing her that you're willing to do anything to keep her, and that's a huge turn-off. Women want to be with men who are in control of their emotions, who have a life outside of the relationship, and who aren't afraid to let her go if necessary. In today's dating world, where women are bombarded with attention from all directions, whether it's Instagram, Tinder, or real life, The last thing they need is a man chasing after them. The men who stand out are the ones who don't chase, who remain calm and composed even when she pulls away. These are the men who trigger her instinct to chase them. When you feel the urge to chase, stop. Take a deep breath and remind yourself that her pulling away isn't the end of the world. Instead of sending another text or trying to make more plans, pull back. Let her miss you. Let her wonder why you're not chasing her. When you create that emotional distance, you give her the space to realize what she's missing. Number 8. Trying to fix the situation immediately. When things start to feel off, it's natural to want to fix them right away. You think that if you can just sit down and have a talk, or if you can just explain yourself, everything will go back to the way it was. But here's the harsh truth. You can't fix attraction by talking about it. Relationships aren't logical problems to be solved. They're emotional experiences. And when you try to force a solution, you're actually pushing her further away. When a woman pulls away, it's usually because she needs space. Maybe she's testing you, maybe she's dealing with her own emotions, or maybe she's just not sure about the relationship. Whatever the reason, the worst thing you can do is smother her with attention or try to force her to talk about it. Women don't want to be cornered into a conversation. They want time to process their feelings. When you try to fix things immediately, you're taking away the space she needs to miss you. Think about it like this. If you give her the time and space to process her emotions, she's more likely to come back to you naturally. But if you push her to talk before she's ready, you're making her feel trapped, and that's going to drive her even further away. The next time you feel the urge to fix the situation, take a step back. Don't push for a conversation. Don't try to solve the problem right away. Instead, focus on giving her the space she needs to sort out her feelings. And in the meantime, focus on your own life. When you show her that you're not desperate to fix things, she'll be more likely to come back to you on her own. Number 9. Allowing emotional quick reactions. One of the biggest challenges men face is controlling their emotions when things start to go south. You feel her pulling away, and your immediate reaction is to get angry, upset, or anxious. You might lash out, send emotional texts, or try to guilt her into staying. But here's the thing. Women are hardwired to test a man's emotional strength. And when you fail that test by reacting emotionally, she loses respect for you. Stoicism talks a lot about the importance of emotional control. Women are attracted to men who can remain calm and collected, even in the face of adversity. When you react emotionally, you're showing her that you're not in control of yourself, and if you can't control your own emotions, how can you lead a relationship? Women will test you. They'll pull away, they'll create drama, and they'll push your buttons to see how you react. And every time you lose your cool, you're giving them exactly what they're looking for, a reason to lose attraction. On the other hand, when you stay calm and composed, you're showing her that you're a man who's in control of his emotions, and that's incredibly attractive. When you feel your emotions rising, pause, take a deep breath, and remind yourself that reacting emotionally will only make things worse. Practice Stoicism. Stay calm, stay collected, and don't let her tests get to you. The more emotionally stable you are, the more respect and attraction she'll have for you. Number 10. Letting her set all the terms. This is a big one. Too many men today make the mistake of letting women dictate the terms of the relationship. They let her decide when to text, when to meet, how often to hang out, and basically follow her lead in everything. And guess what? Women don't respect men who follow. They respect men who lead. Here's the deal. Women might say they want to be in control, but deep down, they crave a man who can take the reins. They want to feel like they're with someone who knows what he wants, someone who isn't afraid to set boundaries and make decisions. When you let her set all the terms, you're telling her that you don't have a direction of your own, and that kills attraction. This mistake is especially common today, where so many men are afraid of offending women or stepping on their toes. But the truth is, if you're not leading the relationship, she's going to lose interest. Women want a man who can make decisions, who knows where he's going, and who can bring her along for the ride. Stop letting her lead. Take control of the relationship. Be the one who decides when to meet, when to text, and how often to hang out. Set your own terms and stick to them. When you show her that you're in control, she'll respect you more, and her attraction for you will grow. If you've made it this far, congratulations. You're already ahead of 99% of people out there, and you have proved to be a true Stoic, someone who seeks depth in wisdom and understanding. Number 11. Neglecting your own life and interests. Here's the bonus mistake, and it's a big one. Neglecting your own life and interests for the sake of the relationship. This is something almost every man does when he starts to fall for a woman. You stop hanging out with your friends, you stop going to the gym, you stop pursuing your hobbies, all because you want to spend more time with her. And while it might feel like the right thing to do, it's actually one of the worst mistakes you can make. Why? Because women aren't attracted to men who give up their lives for them. They're attracted to men who have a purpose, who have their own goals, and who are constantly working on themselves. When you give up your own life, you become less interesting. She's no longer chasing the man who had a full life before she came along. She's stuck with a guy who's dependent on her for his happiness. In today's world, where everyone is constantly distracted by social media and endless entertainment options, women crave men who are focused and driven. They want to be with someone who has his own thing going on, who's always striving to improve, and who doesn't need her to feel fulfilled. Never neglect your own life for a woman. Keep working on yourself, keep pursuing your hobbies, and keep building your empire. When you maintain your own sense of purpose, you not only become more attractive to her, you also become more attractive to everyone around you. And that's what creates lasting attraction. We've covered a lot of ground today. These are the 10 biggest mistakes men make when a woman pulls away. And hopefully, you now understand why it's not about what she's doing, it's about how you react. Attraction is built on strength, confidence, and emotional control. And if you can master these, you'll never have to worry about her pulling away again. So, what do you think? Are you ready to stop making these mistakes and start becoming the man who attracts women effortlessly? Drop a comment below and let me know which of these mistakes are you guilty of making. And if you want to keep supporting the channel and help us reach more men who need this advice, consider joining our channel memberships. Your support helps us create more content like this and makes YouTube recommend it to as many men as possible. And if you can't join the membership, no worries. Just hit that subscribe button. Every little bit helps and keeps us going. See you in the next video.